settling in and proving myself. Voshu's perspective, Riverwood's recognition. The Riverwood Trader. The jingle of the doorbell echoed as I stepped inside. The Riverwood Trader smelled of parchment, herbs, and aged wood. Camilla was behind the counter, organizing a shelf of potion bottles, while Lucan sat nearby, counting a stack of septims. At the sight of me, Camilla straightened. Her dark eyes flickered over my armor, still stained with dried blood. "You actually went," she murmured. Lucan looked up, frowning. "Went where?" I stepped forward and dropped a small sack onto the counter. The solid clink of metal inside caught his attention. "Embers Harmine," I said simply. Lucan blinked. "You're serious?" Camilla exhaled, shaking her head, but there was something else in her. Expression. Something between exasperation and admiration. "I had a feeling you'd go," she admitted. "That poison I sold you wasn't just a sale. It was an investment." I raised a brow. "Unexpected," Lucan muttered, rubbing his forehead. "I knew it. I knew you gave him a discount." He sighed and looked at me, hesitating before finally asking, "And?" "Bandits are dead. The mine's cleared." A moment of silence. Camilla parted her lips slightly, as if to say something, but she only reached for the sack instead. As she sifted through the rings, necklaces, and trinkets I'd looted, I could almost hear Lucan's mind calculating the value. After a pause, he exhaled. "Well, that's certainly something." I shrugged. "Figured you might be interested in some of this." Lucan was sharp, but fair. After some haggling, my coin pouch was significantly heavier. Camilla placed a few extra septims into my hand. I frowned. "For what?" She hesitated before offering a small smile. "For making the road safer. For helping Riverwood." Lucan glanced at her, but said nothing. Instead, he simply nodded. That was more than I expected. The Sleeping Giant Inn, a name in Riverwood. The inn was warm, filled with the scent of burning firewood and meat. I stepped inside, half expecting the usual quiet glances people gave me. Distant, wary, cautious. But tonight, something was different. People weren't just looking at me. They were seeing me. I barely had time to process it before Ordner, the innkeeper, set a mug of mead on the counter. "That one's on me," he grunted. I raised a brow. "What?" Camilla's voice came from nearby. "Because you cleared out Ember's Hard." There was a pause. Then someone raised a cup. "To the orc." More voices followed. "To the orc." No, not just the orc. To Voshu. They had never asked my name before. But now, for the first time, I wasn't just some outsider. I had a place here. The celebration wasn't extravagant, just drinks, laughter, and conversation. But it meant something. I sat at a table with Findle, Sven, and a few others. The rivalry between those two was always simmering beneath the surface. But tonight, they tolerated each other. "Didn't think you had it in you," Findle admitted, nursing his drink. "Clearing out a whole mine. Impressive." Sven scoffed. "I still say you got lucky." I smirked. "Luck had nothing to do with it." Findle chuckled. "And here I was thinking you wouldn't last a day with that vow. You were a terrible teacher," I deadpanned. He laughed. "And yet, I heard you put an arrow through a bandit's eye. Right before he tried to kill me," I muttered. More laughter, more stories. At some point, I noticed Camilla watching me. Not just in passing, watching. She quickly looked away when she noticed me noticing. Lucan, sitting a few seats away, noticed too. He didn't say anything, just watched. By the end of the night, Findle, now a few drinks in, was boasting to anyone who would listen about how he had taught poetry. If that was his way of mending our nearly non-existent friendship, I wouldn't argue. It seemed I had earned my place here. The forge and the future. The next morning, I sharpened my axe and patched up my armor as best as I could. The Riverwood smith, Alvar, had already given me food, shelter, and free use of his forge. Asking for more would have been pushing my luck. So I did it myself. I wasn't a master blacksmith, but I had enough skill to make something functional. By midday, I knew patching my old armor wasn't enough. I needed something new. Alvar helped, begrudgingly at first, but he was a smith before anything else. When I mentioned I had the coin to pay, he didn't argue. By sundown, I had a full set of iron armor. Crude but sturdy, and most importantly, a steel great axe. A real weapon. It took almost the entire day, but it was worth it. That night, I rented a room at the Sleeping Giant Inn. The bed felt strange after so many nights sleeping on hard ground. Tomorrow, I would set my sights on my next task, the wolves.